What is shaking, Internet? This is Salts bringing you the How to Hearthstone for Dummies Basics Guide. This is a simple guide that will get you introduced to Hearthstone and the basic concepts of the game, and is targeted mainly at people who have never played card games before. Hearthstone Heroes of Warcraft is a fancy new CCG, or collectible card game from Blizzard, the people who brought you WoW, StarCraft 1 and 2, and Diablo 2. Yeah. It's a free-to-play game that allows you to collect cards by using in-game gold, or you can spend a small amount of money to get card packs faster. The game has a pretty simple tutorial that gets you familiar with the game, but I'll be covering most of the basic mechanics in this video as well. To start with, let's focus on the game mechanics and objectives. The game is played in turns, with one player going first and the other player going next, which continues throughout the game back and forth. The objective of the game is to get your opponent's life total to 0, which can be done through various means, including hitting them with your minions, casting spells, or even hitting them with your hero when they have a weapon equipped. Each player has 4 important areas in the game. First is your deck. The deck is all the cards that are in your set of cards, and you still have available but are not currently in your hand. Your hand is next, and is all the cards you have available to play immediately. The third is your side of the field, or the board. The field is where your minions will exist once you play them. The last is your mana crystals. Your mana crystals are going to be your resource, or what you'll be paying to play the cards. Don't worry, we'll come back to each of these in turn. I'm just trying to get their names out of the way for now. So, you have your deck, your hand, your field, and your crystals. Your hero is also something to watch. Your hero is displayed right here, and at the bottom right it shows your health. Very simply, you start at 30 health, and if you reach 0 health at any time, you lose. Something to note is this button here, which shows your hero power. Ignore this for now, as I won't be covering this in the basics guide video. Let's get back to the cards. There are 4 types of cards in the game. The first and most common is minions. Minions are the creatures that will help defend your hero from damage and attack your opponent and their minions. All cards, including minions, have a cost associated with them in the top left. This number shows how many mana crystals it will cost to play this card. If you have 5 mana crystals, you can play a 5-cost card, or both a 2-cost and a 3-cost card, but you cannot play a 6-cost card or 2 3-cost cards. Basic math. Don't worry though, as your mana crystals will come back every turn. Every single one will always come back every single turn. For example, if you spend 5 mana crystals to cast a 5-cost card, then the next turn you'll get those 5 crystals back, as well as another crystal that you haven't spent yet. At turn 1, you'll only have 1 crystal to spend, and you'll get 1 additional crystal every single turn. 2 total crystals on turn 2, 3 total crystals on turn 3, etc. Once you reach 10 mana crystals, you'll stop getting additional crystals from that point on. Okay, back to minion cards. The cost is in the top left as we discussed, and you'll see numbers in the bottom left and the bottom right. The left number is the attack, which determines how much damage the minion does in a fight. The right number is health, which shows how much damage a minion can take before being destroyed. All minions can attack once per turn, and they can attack anything on the opponent's field or their hero directly. There are exceptions, but we're ignoring those for the current moment. If a minion has 0 attack, it cannot attack at all, no matter what. Whenever a minion attacks, it starts a fight with its target. Both the attacking minion and its target will do damage at the same time. For example, if my minion with 2 attack is attacking an enemy minion with 2 attack, both minions will immediately take 2 damage when they fight. If my minion had 3 health, it will be taken down to 1 health. If it had 1 or 2 health, it will be destroyed immediately. This allows little guys to take down big guys. A 1 attack, 1 health minion can kill a 20 attack, 1 health minion. They'll both be destroyed together. If a minion attacks the enemy hero, it will deal its damage directly to their health and take no damage itself. Note that health values never reset like some other card games. If a minion has 4 health and takes 2 damage, it will have 2 health until it gets healed or dies. Or takes more damage, I guess. That way, 10 1/1 creatures can kill a 10/10 creature, even over multiple turns if need be. Now, some minions, in fact quite a few, have special text on them. These grant the minion various abilities or can affect other minions quite significantly. There are a lot of different types of abilities, and I won't be covering them in this video, but you can mouse over them to see a basic description. More on that in a completely different video that's coming up later. Let's move on to the next type of card. We've seen minions, the most common card type, and the next is spells. Spells are a single-use card that can do any number of things, including healing or buffing your minions, destroying enemy minions, or even just doing damage to the enemy hero. Spells, like all cards, have a cost in the top left. You have to spend mana crystals to use spells. They activate immediately and can only be used once, but can be quite game-changing. Do note that spells can only be cast on your turn, along with all cards. A third card type is weapons. Weapons are special equipment that you can put on your hero directly. Generally, they change your hero to act like a minion, that they can then attack enemy minions or the enemy hero. Weapons have cost in the top left like all cards, and an attack in the bottom left. This attack will be how much damage your hero does when attacking with the weapon. However, instead of health on the bottom right like minions, it has durability. Every time your hero attacks with a weapon, it will lose 1 durability. If a weapon has 4 durability, for example, your hero can attack with it 4 times. Once you attack the 4th time, a weapon will immediately be destroyed. Or that weapon, specifically, will be immediately destroyed. Normally, your hero can't attack, but weapons allow them to start doing some damage. Be careful, though, as if you attack a minion, that minion will do its damage directly to your hero. For example, if you hit a 2/2 creature with your hero, and that has 2 attack weapon equipped, the minion will die, but your hero will also take 2 damage from the minion immediately. A final note on weapons. They become inactive on your enemy's turn. For example, if a 1/1 creature attacks your hero while you have a 1 attack weapon equipped, your hero will not do any damage to the minion, and will just take 1 health damage instead. Obviously, your weapon durability won't go down either, because you didn't actually use it. The last type of card are secrets. These are special cards that are only available to some hero classes. Again, we'll discuss hero classes in a different video. Secrets are played on the field, but only activate under specific conditions. For example, if you play a secret card that will activate when a minion attacks your hero, and then immediately destroy that minion. The nice thing about secrets is that the enemy will not know what the card is until it activates, but you don't have control when they activate. For example, if I put down a secret that activates when my opponent summons a minion, but then they never summon another minion, the secret will be a complete waste. Secrets are the only card that will cast on the enemy turn. Some minions have abilities that can activate on the enemy turn, but spells and weapons cannot actually be used on the enemy's turn, so secrets have a slight advantage here. Those are the 4 basic types of cards: minions, spells, weapons, and secrets. All of them are used to get to your objective, bringing your opponent's hero health to 0. Now that you know a bit more about the cards, let's go through the main steps of the game. Before turn 1, a coin will be flipped to determine who goes first. The first player will be given a hand of 3 cards and get to mulligan. That means that they pick any number of cards in that set of 3 cards to put back into their deck and redraw a new card. The player can then pick all 3 cards and get 3 new cards, or pick none and keep the 3 cards that they originally are given. The second player will be given a hand of 4 cards to choose a mulligan for, 1 more card than the first player. Once both players have decided what cards they're going to keep or mulligan, the first turn begins. Every turn in Hearthstone begins with the player drawing a card from their deck into their hand. They'll gain 1 mana crystal, so on turn 1 you'll have 1 mana. If you're the first player, you'll have 4 cards and 1 mana. If you have something that costs 1, you can play it now. If not, you will not be able to play anything and will end your turn. There's a button on the right that will end your turn. Nice thing the game does is actually color code this button. If it shows yellow, you still have something that you can possibly do this turn. This could mean that you have a minion that is ready to attack, you have a card that you have enough crystals to play, or that something is just still available for you to do otherwise. If it's green, there is nothing left for you to do this turn, so feel free to click the End Turn button if it's green. You have about 90 seconds per turn, so you should have time to figure out what you can do before deciding to end your turn. If you don't finish within 90 seconds, it'll show this nice little visualization, and the bomb will slowly tick away until it automatically ends your turn for you. Once turn 1 is over, the second player's turn will begin. Player 2 will be given a mana crystal, which will then put them at 1 crystal as well. They can then start casting spells or summoning minions with whatever crystals they have. And of course they'll draw a card, because it's their turn. This will continue back and forth with turns until some hero finally reaches 0 health. The most common way to win Hearthstone is to attack the enemy hero with your minions. Obviously you'll need to be able to do 30 damage directly to the enemy before you win, and minions are the easiest way to do that. A minion can only attack once per turn, and unless it has special abilities, it cannot attack the first turn it comes onto the field. You have to wait until the second turn. So, for example, if I play a 1/1 creature on turn 1, it can't attack on turn 1, but it will be able to attack on turn 2. The game is nice and will actually show Z's over minions that have just been summoned, and a green aura around minions that have the ability to attack this turn. Many other visual effects will show for various other abilities as well. This pretty much covers the core aspects of the game and the basic concepts. In future videos, I'll cover the hero classes, minion abilities, and maybe some deck building strategy in Arena, or other things as they come to mind, or are demanded by fans. Hopefully this helped some of you, and look for future videos on Hearthstone in the near future. I hope you enjoyed this video, and, as always, you keep it salty, Internet.